Hey, welcome to Citrix Converge 2021. I'm Chris Matthew, and I'm going to speak with you today about building the GroupRoom micro app. So let's get started. Here's the agenda. First, I'll introduce you to GroupRoom.io. Next, I'll walk you through REST APIs and what to look for when building a micro app based on your product with your APIs. And then I'll walk you through step by step how we actually built the GroupRoom.io micro app and submitting it to the Citrix Ready marketplace. So let's get started by introducing GroupRoom. So GroupRoom.io is a brand new style of video conferencing and collaboration tools. It's proximity video, which means you move around a space and you speak with people next to you just like you would in real life. So as you can see in this screenshot, I uploaded a space, but this could be your floor plan of your office space. It could be, kind of a swanky San Francisco looking startup space. It could even be a digital twin of your existing space. We support 2D and 3D, so I'll get into that a little bit more later. But there's also really cool collaboration tools like screen shares, Google Docs, YouTube videos, whiteboards, and even private meeting rooms. So what's kind of cool about this is you can spend all day kind of in a tab, inside of Citrix Workspace and communicating and chatting with your team nearby. Here's a quick video on how GroupRoom.io works.
Hi, welcome. I wanted to walk you through communications in our phygital world. So as you can see, we're in a boardroom type environment right now, but you can totally change the background to be whatever you'd like it to be. Our audio communication is proximity based, meaning the closer you are to a user, the easier it is to hear it, and the further away you are, the harder it is to hear them. Faith?
Hello.
As you can see, we can hear Faith there, but we can't hear Kat, Jen, or Chris below us. Now, movement is based on clicking your mouse or using the arrow keys on your keyboard. If you want to address the entire room, you can hit the room announcement button. Hey, Chris, can you come on up here? To announce your message to the entire room. Now, if there's a specific message you want to share in the chat, you can always open that up and type away. We also have various collaborative tools, such as embedding web pages, YouTube links, Google Docs, screen sharing, or whiteboard. Now, if you want to have a very private conversation with someone, you can always open up a breakout room by pressing this button right here and invite them in. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more, click the link out next to this video. Thanks, and have a nice day.
Starts getting really interesting when we start talking about Citrix Workspace integration of the GroupRoom micro app. So now within Citrix Workspace, you can do all of the administrative features of like creating group rooms, inviting your colleagues to attend group rooms, chatting with group rooms, and then getting live notifications inside of your Citrix Workspace when colleagues join your room. So I'm going to walk you through how to set all of that up. But first, let's get started talking about your REST API. So like all developers know, you typically build the REST API first, and then you build your application on top of your own REST API. This is the GroupRoom API. So as you can see, we've got like the full CRUD, create, read, update, and delete of room management. We've got the ability to chat, look at active users, set your users' presence, and then really important with the Citrix Workspace integration is webhooks. So that's how you get the notifications into Workspace. The only thing at the time of the integration that I just want to point out to everyone is, do you see the delete endpoint on room management? At the time we implemented this in Workspace, they did not support the delete verb. So we basically created a post with like an action of delete on top of it. So that's how we got around giving Workspace the ability to delete rooms without them supporting the delete verb just yet. But that might be resolved. Just a quick heads up on that. So let's walk through getting started building the GroupRoom micro app. Here's a quick video demo of the GroupRoom Microapp running in the Citrix Workspace.
Hey, Chris Matthew from GroupRoom.io, the spatially aware video chat platform. I'm here to walk you through the GroupRoom Microapp for the Citrix Workspace submission. So as you see, there are a few actions here. If we go ahead and create a room, these are using all of GroupRoom's REST APIs. We can name the room, we can give it a topic, set a password if we want to keep it private, add a welcome message. We can select what type of a room. You know, the matrix are the real basic ones. Full screen would be kind of like a boardroom or a conference room. And then the canvas would be a really large, like a floor plan. And then A-frame is 3D, and you can set, you know, some options, turn off or on spatial, audio, whatever. So if we create a room, I'm going to just let it pick a name, and it'll default to matrix style. So if we go to My Group Rooms, this saved Dawn Am is the new one. So if we select it, it will tell us here we can join the group room right away. We can edit it, make some changes if we wanted to change the name or something. We can send it messages, which I'll do in a second. So let's go ahead and join the room. Opens up a new tab with Save Dawn AM is the room. I select my camera. I can now email out this link to colleagues. There is a webhook in here that as soon as the Citrix Workspace receives it, it will let me know every time someone joins my room. So I could send this, you know, invitation to, say, Chris Fleck. As soon as he joins, I get the webhook call into Citrix Workspace to notify me that Chris is in there. I'm not sure why it takes a few seconds, you know, on the Citrix side to do. Ours are immediate. But anyhow, walking you through the messaging side. So if we wanted to send a message into this room, like we could say, hey, I'm running late, you know, for people that are in the room already. We could do that, send. You heard the little click. That means I've got a message down here. And there we go. Chris from GroupRoom.io says I'm running late. That's basically version 1.0. We can come in here and delete that room. And we're all good to go. So hopefully this is a smooth review process, and hopefully we can get this submitted. We have many, many ideas on what we can do for future versions of GroupRoom integration with Citrix Workspace. So let's get going.
The Microapp is a really powerful platform from Citrix. So here's a diagram of how it all fits together. But if you look kind of from the bottom up, you'll see the data sources. Microapps have the ability to keep databases inside of the Citrix Workspace and up to date based on your APIs. So I'll walk you through how we created like a rooms database and active players databases in the Microapp. And then on top of the Microapp platform, you'll see where it says Workspace UI. That's where it has this drag and drop WYSIWYG no-code app designer tool that's really amazing. And it lets you build these microapps really quickly. And then the coolest feature, in my opinion, is this notification service, how you can tie Citrix Workspace notifications directly into your microapp. So this is really, really cool. So getting started, first off, you need to set the security credentials or the authentication methodology of your microapp. We used API keys, but also maybe even better would be OAuth 2. But you could use either one of those really easily. You go to the Citrix Credential Vault, first of all. You go ahead and you select which one of these methods you're using. This is where you set up your app. So we created a GroupRoom app, give it the logo, and then you tell it, we told it API keys. And then right here below in the authorization header, you tell it what the prefix is, API key, and the value. So for us, for GroupRoom, every user has an API key that controls all the queries and posts to only your user data. So you can only see your rooms and post to chat in your room. So first off, that's how you get started. So that should be part of your API strategy, but this is where you enter it into your micro app. Secondly, this is the data loading section is where you create tables inside of your micro app. So for us, we created a rooms table, an active users table, and then a list of room details table. And that's really simple to do. So when you go and you create a data endpoint, you give it the API of your GET request. So here you can see we're doing a GET request on grouproom.io/API/rooms, and it automatically puts in the API key in the authorization headers for security. But the whole data set that comes back every time Workspace queries that GET rooms from GroupRoom, it puts that into the database, the active database attached to our micro app. So that's really, really cool and efficient. The next part is equally important. It's around creating service actions. And service actions basically is what the micro app uses for doing all the API calls. And in this case, we're creating a room in this example. So I'm walking you through like all of the parameters that are required to create a group room. And we attach that to the post method on the rooms API. So you'll see that we need the room name, the background image, if you want to put a password on your room. So these are all the parameters that we're going to post to the GroupRoom API when they create a room in the micro app. So you need this plumbing before you get started building the screens. And then finally, the webhook. So we have a webhook where every time someone joins a room, we can call the micro app webhook URI and pass it all the data of a group room user joining a room. So this API, this URI, is created by GroupRoom, and we just update the GroupRoom webhook API with this micro apps URI to call when people join the room. So this is what we use for notifications. So really, that's the basics of kind of the plumbing underneath. So now here's the fun part where we start building the micro app pages that let you actually use the micro app in Workspace. So creating the GroupRoom micro app, we actually created 3. It's the guideline is to create very simple, small tasks as a micro app. So for us, we created, we added the ability to create a new group room. That's the top left. We created the ability to list all of your group rooms. And then when you list them, you can edit them inside of that one. And then for our third micro app, we created the ability to send messages from Citrix Workspace directly into a group room to let people know, hey, I might be running 5 minutes late or something. And then the fourth image on the bottom right is the notifications. So when people join a group room, it pops up a notification in the main Citrix Workspace feed that a colleague just joined the room. So let me walk you through more detail on how this works. So as I mentioned, we've got 3 micro apps. This is on the integration tab of Workspace Micro Apps Admin. This is where you can either add a new micro app by clicking Add Micro App on the right, or you can go in and edit one of these existing micro apps by just clicking on their title. So let's look at like the Create Room. If you look at this, this WYSIWYG, if you will, it's basically a no-code app builder tool. So you can see on the left all of your components, to put an icon there, or to add a radio button or a checkbox or a text field. So if you look at how you just drag and drop, so you'll grab it from the left, drag it to the right, and then put it wherever you want, label it however you want. So if you remember back to the service actions, these are all those required fields to create a room that we had. So you give it a room name, you give it a password, a welcome message. What's cool, like for if you see that drop down on background there at the bottom, you can actually manually give it options instead of driving that off of a database. I can say we've got 4 different room styles: a matrix, a full screen, an infinite canvas, and an A-frame 3D space. So you can list all of the manual options there to make it really, really simple. Create the checkboxes, define whether or not they're defaulted on or defaulted off. So you do this by just dragging and dropping and controlling the format on the right side of that tool right there. And then when you get ready to submit, hit the submit button to create like this room. In our case, it's the create room button on the bottom. This is where you can tie in those service actions. So on the right property here, we say this is a service action. It's the create room service action. And then let's edit the parameters that we're using to post to the group room create room. So this is where we can do some mapping. So we can say, like the room background, for instance, on the form maps to the background parameter of the group room API key. So this is where you basically connect the dots to submit the form into the REST API on the group room side. It'll make a lot more sense once you start getting into this. Now you have a micro app, you've tested it, and you're ready to submit it to the Citrix Ready Marketplace. Well, first of all, why would you submit it to Citrix Ready Marketplace? Well, that's a really good question, and I'm going to give you lots of reasons why. So if you Google Citrix Ready Marketplace, you'll see they have a partner portal. By walking through the partner portal, it's a lot of FAQs in here. Not only do you get technical support, but you also get a lot of marketing assistance that puts you in front of Citrix's 400+ thousand customers and allows you to use the Citrix Ready Marketplace logo, and it puts you in their app store. So with GroupRoom, I'm proud to say that we are a Citrix Ready partner. We have a page in the Citrix Ready Marketplace. So if you Google, Citrix Ready Marketplace, and we search on GroupRoom, there he is. You'll see we now have a page inside of the Citrix Ready Marketplace that has all 3 of our micro apps listed. It has videos that we prepared on how to use it, and then a whole list of features on what it does. And then there's a getting started page that walks you through. If you go to GroupRoom/Citrix, that walks you through how to download our micro app, a video on how to install it, and what the benefits are. So with Citrix, they were able to help us put our micro app in front of the world, basically, and empower Citrix's customers to add it to their Citrix Workspace experience to start hanging out with their colleagues in real time, basically going back to the office almost like it was pre-pandemic in real life. So we're very proud to be a Citrix Ready partner, And we're really excited that that group room is now in the Citrix Ready marketplace. So here's how to get started. It's really simple. You go back into the Citrix Ready, back into Citrix Workspace, and you click on the export feature. The export feature will let you identify which micro apps you want to export, select them all, hit export. That creates a .map file, M-A-P-P. Once you have that .map file, then you go ahead and apply for the Citrix Ready program. And there's a spot in the application process where you give them your app name, you give them your logo, your company information, and then there will be a spot that has that you upload the microapp.map file to them for review. And it's really that simple. They'll reach out to you, they'll work out a time frame when they're available to review your microapp. You might go back and forth a few times around maybe security requirements, around usability. But once it's approved, you immediately get this this app right here in their marketplace. It's searchable and immediate exposure to their customers. So it's a win-win opportunity to be a part of the Citrix Ready program. Creating the micro app is easy to do and actually fun to do. And we're just getting started on version 1.0 of the GroupRoom micro app. So we've got a lot of ideas on where to go from here and how to expand it. So I hope you get a chance to use the micro app yourself, the GroupRoom micro app. More importantly, I hope you take the initiative to create a micro app of your product and submit it to the Citrix Ready marketplace for review. So that's my presentation, and I'm sticking to it. If you have any questions on on anything I've covered, feel free to reach me at chris@grouproom.io, or you can hit me at Chris Matthew on any of the social media platforms. Love to help you become Citrix Ready too, or answer any of your questions you might have. And with that, I'd like to say thank you and continue to enjoy the rest of the Citrix Converge conference. Thank you.